Disrespect is a common challenge we all face in life, and it can really get under our skin and bring us down. But what if we could learn to handle disrespectful situations with wisdom and grace, inspired by ancient Stoic philosophy? In this video, let's dive in 10 practical lessons from Stoicism that can help us deal with disrespect better. As always, I want you to stick around and watch till the end. Alright, let's get started. One of the key ideas of Stoicism is that we shouldn't get shaken up by what happens to us, but by how we think about what happens to us. Like Epictetus said, people aren't disturbed by things themselves, but by their views on those things. This means that a lack of respect doesn't actually hurt or offend us. It's our interpretation and judgment of it makes us feel upset or angry when someone doesn't show respect. So keep that in mind. Remember, their behavior is a reflection of their own thoughts and feelings, and it doesn't define your true worth or character. Keeping this in mind can help you stay calm, not let their disrespect mess with your mood. Another important aspect of Stoicism is self-reflection. Stoics believe that the quality of our thoughts shapes the quality of our lives. We should always strive to improve ourselves. Try to improve yourself in your actions. Just like Marcus Aurelius said, your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. When you face disrespect, it's really important to reflect on yourself. Ask yourself questions like, is there any truth to what that person said, did? Did I say or do anything that led to the situation? How should I respond in a way that aligns with my values and dignity? By taking the time to reflect, you'll gain better insight into yourself. Looking at a situation objectively can help you understand what's going on and your role in it. Taking a moment to reflect is a Stoic approach that ensures your reactions are based on rational thinking rather than impulsive feelings. It helps you learn from the situation and encourages personal growth and wisdom. So, learn to hit the pause button. Seneca once said that whenever you get angry, remember that it's not just a bad moment, it's a habit you've developed. Stoics believe that controlling yourself and keeping a clear head is super important. They argue that those impulsive reactions driven by strong emotions like anger or frustration often lead to bad decisions and unnecessary pain. When faced with disrespect, a Stoic approach encourages you to avoid reacting impulsively. Instead, take a moment to pause and gather your thoughts. This little pause can help you regain emotional control and give you the chance to respond more thoughtfully. One way to think more clearly and stay sharp is by resisting the urge to react immediately. You can adjust your responses using wise Stoic principles and self-control. Pausing before you act is a key Stoic strategy that helps you keep your cool and make better decisions, especially when faced with disrespect. In the end, this approach leads to better outcomes and personal growth. So learn to empathize. As Epictetus and other influential Stoic philosophers said, don't look for goodness in external things. Look within yourself. Look for it within yourself. Stoics believe that understanding the connection between people and grasping others' motivations and feelings can lead to better interactions and personal growth. When someone doesn't show you respect, Stoicism encourages you to practice empathy. Try to put yourself in their shoes and see things from their perspective. This empathy can help you view the situation differently and realize that their lack of respect might not be intentional. It might be because of their anxiety, fear, or lack of understanding. Empathy helps us connect with that person and ease our negative feelings towards them. By being understanding towards someone who hasn't treated you with respect, you can avoid getting caught up in their words or actions. Instead, You can respond in a more respectful and polite way. Empathy allows you to see their emotions and motivations, so rather than getting angry, you can choose to respond with kindness and respect. This way, you can steer clear of conflict. Maintaining your dignity and having empathy reflect the Stoic principles of wisdom, compassion, and self-improvement. It helps you learn from tough situations and grow by practicing empathy. You can handle disrespect in a more positive and constructive way. Focus on virtues. One of the main ideas of Stoicism is to develop qualities like wisdom and courage. These traits help us live well and act rightly. Famous Stoic philosopher once said that virtue is nothing more than sound reasoning. This means that being moral is just like having good judgment, and being in tune with the natural order of things. Stoics believe that virtue is the highest good in life, and everything else is secondary. When we face disrespect from others, Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own virtue in how we respond. This doesn't mean we should ignore what's happening or just brush it off. Instead of reacting to disrespect in a way that doesn't reflect our values, we should respond in line with our Stoic principle. By focusing on our virtues, we can avoid being swayed by our emotions, preserving our dignity and integrity while also growing as individuals. Stoicism challenges us to be the best versions of ourselves, even in tough situations. One key lesson of Stoicism is learning to accept things as they are. Let's talk about what we can control, like other people's lack of respect. As they say, a wise person doesn't dwell on what they don't have. Instead, they take pride in what they do have. This means we should be grateful for what we have and not stress over what we lack. Stoicism also teaches us to distinguish between what's within our control and what isn't. This concept can be referred to as the control dichotomy. Stoicism teaches us that we can control our own thoughts, feelings, and actions, but we can't control what happens outside of us or how other people behave. So when we face disrespect, we shouldn't let it disturb our inner peace. Instead, we should accept it as a part of life and focus on what we can do to better ourselves and our situation. By accepting the disrespect, we can avoid getting caught up in it. Getting angry, feeling disappointed, and holding on to resentment isn't really necessary. We can learn from our experiences and grow from them. This helps us handle disrespect in a calm and reasonable way. Sometimes, using humor can really lighten the mood. A little laughter can go a long way. As the ancient philosopher Seneca said, really master yourself and you know how to deal with things that aren't worth taking too seriously. Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions and act rationally, but it also recognizes the value of humor. Facing tough situations can be a real challenge, but a good sense of humor can really help us keep our emotions in check. Instead of getting super angry or upset when someone disrespects us, we can choose to respond with a witty comment or a funny joke. Of course, we shouldn't go overboard or use humor inappropriately, but it can be a great tool for dealing with disrespect in a way that leads to a more positive and peaceful outcome. The clear boundary of Stoicism isn't about being a doormat. It's about shaping ourselves into a solid rock, standing firm against disrespect and injustice. It's about knowing our worth and demanding respect from others. It's about having the wisdom to control what we can and letting go of what we can't. When someone disrespects you, you don't have to put up with it. And you don't have to freak out either. You can stay calm and assertive and let them know how it is. You might feel like you've done something wrong, and you wonder how you expect others to treat you. It's important to set clear and reasonable boundaries to protect your dignity and self-respect. This is what Stoicism teaches us. It encourages us to be strong, fair, and courageous. It teaches us to respect ourselves and others and to maintain our inner control and outer dignity no matter the situation. Learn to forgive. Imagine someone disrespects you. How would you react? Would you get angry? Or would you just let it go? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers some wise choices for how to respond to tough situations. Stoics believe that forgiveness isn't just a favor you do for someone else. It's actually a gift you give yourself. Forgiveness is the key to finding inner peace and happiness. But let's be real. Forgiving isn't easy. Doesn't mean you forget what happened or just brush it off. It means choosing to let go of the negative feelings that are weighing you down. Being deeply hurt by others can be tough. And while Stoics believe we should forgive, it's important not to do so blindly. We should forgive wisely, with compassion and fairness. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. We can't control how others behave, but we can control how we react to their behavior. We have the choice to forgive and free ourselves. Letting go of the burden of anger and resentment allows us to move forward with a sense of peace and calm. That's really what Stoicism is all about. When it comes to forgiveness, it's not a weakness, it's a strength. It's not giving up, it's a victory. It's not a sacrifice, it's a reward. Forgiveness is the ultimate act of self-care and personal growth. So change your perspective. Being able to see things from a broader, more objective viewpoint. It helps you avoid overreacting or brushing things off when someone disrespects you. Instead, it makes you realize that disrespect isn't as big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Like Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "Our lives are shaped by our thoughts." When you take a step back and look at the situation, you'll see that most instances of disrespect are minor and temporary. They don't affect your true worth or happiness. Disrespect usually shows that the other person is feeling insecure or weak, not you. You can choose to ignore it, forgive it, or learn from it, instead of letting it control you. Changing your perspective can help you focus on what really matters in your life, like your goals, values, and virtues. You can use your energy and time to chase after what's good and meaningful for you, rather than wasting it on resentment or trying to get revenge. You can live a fuller and more peaceful life. So the next time you encounter disrespect, remember to change the way you see the situation. It will help you stay calm and act wisely. Always keep in mind that Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about managing them well. By applying these 10 lessons, you can remain calm and strong when faced with rude and disrespectful behavior. Feel free to leave a comment if you've ever dealt with disrespectful situations. Tell us how you handled that situation. And now, see you in the next video.